Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So, hopefully, you guys had a good day. Hopefully, you got some time in your craft room. I got a lot of time. Not a lot, but I did get out into my craft room. I got a project that I was working on done and ready for the mail. I just learned today that I could have USPS pick up packages from my front door. So now I don't have to go to the post office. That made me super happy. But other than that, I got my studio cleaned up so I can make a mess tomorrow because I am off tomorrow. And Saturday, the girls and I are going to take the kids up north to one of the farms. It's a watermelon and corn festival or something. So we're going to do that on Saturday. So tomorrow I can make a hot mess in my craft room again. Hello, Heather. Welcome. So Heather actually just text messaged me a little bit ago saying that they lost electricity with the storm that's rolling in. So I have no idea what's going to happen. It is circling us. I don't know if it's going to hit, but we will do our live until we lose electricity or not. Who knows? With the weather here, you can never tell what is going to happen. But anyway, let's point you over and get started. So we are still going to use the same stamp set that I used on Tuesday, and I had all my stamps sitting on top of it. So I had to get it all off, but it's called Rest, Relax, Enjoy. It is definitely super fun and a very cute and different set. So I am going to show you another way to make a fun fold using that set. But I should have started with this first. This is the Playful Ghost set. That is my kit to go for next month. I did put a link in as well, so you can just, it's a one-click kind of reserve your spot, and I will mail it out to you. So now we'll go back to the Rest, Relax, and Enjoy. Sorry, hold on. I need to make sure we are live, and I think we are. Okay, so yes, I think we are good. So Rest, Relax, and Enjoy. That is the set we're using today. So on Tuesday, I focused on doing this fun fold card. So it is treat yourself, and we fussy cut all of this out and put a bow on the front. And on the inside, we did a gift card holder. So it could go this way, or it does fit this way as well. So that is what we did on Tuesday's live. We are going to do another card similar to this. The front of it is different, and it is going to be opening this way so you have your flap coming down. I will show you the inside of the card we're going to be doing today because I didn't want to show on Tuesday's live because I didn't want anybody to freak out and think it was going to be too hard to do. But they are super fun and a little bit different. I usually don't put designs in the inside of my cards. I just focus on decorating the outside, but I loved the difference that this makes. So let's bring in the card. And it is going to be a little bit of a technique class. So I'm going to show you how to do this kind of watercolor, not kind of, it is a watercolor look with your stamps, your blender pen, not blender pen, your water painters and ink. So that's the card we're going to be making tonight. And on the inside, it is going to flip down like that. So you can do these with any set or sentiment. It doesn't have to be this one. So first, you definitely want to get some grid paper. And I did grab a couple sheets of paper towels that were in my bathroom just to make sure nothing bleeds through. It shouldn't. If it does, it means you're using a little bit too much water. But I'll go over that in a minute. So here are the 4 pieces we're going to need for the front of your card. So we have our card base. It's our thick basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have a piece of Moody Mauve, 4 inches by 5 1/4. This is pretty much standard of what I do. And you are going to need two pieces of this, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. And then I just have a piece of 1/2 inch by, I put 4 inches, but this might be 5 or 6. It was just a scrap I had. So we're going to focus on this piece of our basic white. It doesn't matter if it's lined up in the little squares, the grid marks on your mat, but you're just going to lay it down and we're going to open up the Moody Mauve. You're going to take your clear, excuse me, you're going to take your clear block and we're going to ink up the entire block. I actually did this for the kit that I was working on. This is one of the designs that I did for that, and I thought it was super cute. So I'm going to grab our water painters. You get 3 of them. This is the largest tip. You can actually tell that I've used it a lot. This is the largest brush tip we have. I'm just going to squirt a smidgen of glue. I'm going to squirt a smidgen of water on my block. I don't want it too wet, and your bristles are going to be wet. So now I'm just going to take this and kind of roll it around, and we can start painting our paper. Each one is going to be different. No two are ever going to be alike, and that's totally okay. So I didn't do the edges, which is totally fine. So I'm just going to come in and pick up a little bit more and just brush my edges because I kind of want all of this color on my cardstock. And I am leaving a little bit of the basic white showing through. And you can see it is curling, but it is not super wet. I'm trying not to make it super wet. So just kind of fill in the pieces. And this you definitely want to run underwater because it will get all over everything. You can just keep squeezing your brush to get all of the water out and it will take the color out. Now it will stain because I forget what color I used on the cards that I did, and I think that's what stained it. So now that I have this, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this on so I don't accidentally put my arm or hand in it. And oh, it bled through, but it didn't get on my work surface. So that is what you're left with. And you can kind of see, hopefully you can tell through the video that it is not as curled and it is laying flat, and it literally didn't take any time at all to dry. And I really didn't get a huge mess on everything either. But I am going to bring in my grid paper just to be safe. So now, oh, it's a little blurry, sorry. Let's see if it'll refocus. I actually need to get a new camera, and hopefully soon I'll get in my button gear and get a new one. So now I'm just going to ink up my images and come in and stamp them on this paper that we just made. Kind of like we just made some designer series paper. Let me bring in my cards so I know what I'm doing. And I didn't make sure these were super lined up next to each other. I just eyeballed it. Here we go. This one's kind of hard to do because I have all of the stuff in my way. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to come in and do the top of the bottle. And you can see none of the ink is smearing or because I didn't get it very wet. And then the little flower is going to go in the center. Perfect. So that's pretty much all of the stamping and coloring that we're going to do. But you can kind of see them next to each other. No two will ever be identical. So it just depends on how much ink you're picking up, how little ink you're picking up. So all of these are going to be unique. While I have the ink out, I am just going to go ahead and stamp my Rest, Relax, and Enjoy. And again, I hope I'm going to get it in the basic whites. Okay, that's actually not too tragic. I'm going to leave that open. You can definitely just hand banner your images. I still use this guy even though he's retired because it's my favorite. And it's just easy. And sometimes we like things that are just easy. So there's that. Let me get this out of the way. And let's start attaching for the front of the card, and then we will focus on the inside. The inside is pretty much the same. It is just a little bit different dimensions because it is opening a different way. So this is going to get laid right on top of the Moody Mauve. And Moody Mauve is one of the colors that is going to retire in 2025. So that is why I am going to start focusing on using all of these absolutely gorgeous colors because we're not going to have them forever. It is definitely beautiful, and I think it is perfect for the upcoming fall. If we ever get out of the 200-degree weather, it will be gorgeous for fall. There we go. And I did pop this guy up. So it's going to grab a couple dimensionals. Good evening, Mary. Welcome. Thank you, Heather. It is fun. It's different. And I'm not usually a messy crafter, but this isn't technically messy, but it is messier than what I usually do. But it was fun. I wish I could show you the cards that I made for my little swaps. They turned out absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so that's the outside. Inside we're going to do right now. So now I have, remember how I said in the beginning we needed two pieces that were 3 3/4 by 5? This is the other piece we're going to use. And then I have two pieces of our basic white, and they are 1 3/4 by 5. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 8. And I scored it at 4 and 6. So we're literally just going to do the same thing. We're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to flip this guy back. And this is how it's going to open. But first we need to glue this together. And we want to make sure to keep the glue off the top. So we're going to put adhesive on the bottom. And then we're going to put adhesive on both sides. Good evening, Debbie. Welcome. So we're going to peel off the backing. And then we can close this. Perfect. And don't forget to bring in your trimmer. And we're going to trim off a smidgen so we can add the gift card. And cross your fingers. I hope my blade's sharp. And it is. Sometimes you never know. Sometimes if you just cut the wrong way, it kind of dulls your blade. So, oh good. I'm glad your power is on. It is brutal to be in Arizona without power. One year for the retreat, we had a massive storm come in. They said it wasn't a tornado, but I can guarantee you it was. That's when I pretty much totaled my husband's truck because the neighbor's roof and trash can and everything hit me. We lost power for almost the entire week. I was at the retreat at the hotel, and I told Bo to come in with the dogs, but he didn't want to. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stamping on this guy. So I have gotta find it. Oh no, is it over on my table? Hold on, let me look inside the case. Oh, it must be on my table. Hold on. I thought I had all of my stamp sets, and nope, there it is. So I have the little flower and the tree, the limbs, I don't know what they are. So I am going to come in and we're going to stamp these guys just to give it a little bit of oomph, a little bit of a pop. We don't want the inside to be blank. Good evening, Darlene. So there's that. And then let's do this one. So I'm stamping in the center, and then I'm going to stamp off on each side just so it helps me kind of get things in the middle. Try to get things a little centered. Doesn't always work. Okay, so I think that's all we're doing for stamping. So now all we have to do is glue these guys together. So I will bring both of them in so I can show you. So you'll have the horizontal and the vertical version of this gift card holder. So just put adhesive on the back. We're going to put this right in the center. And then let's bring our card base back in. And we're going to attach this. I would definitely use a good amount of your green glue. I wouldn't use you could use the Snail Plus, but not the snail. This is definitely needs tear tape, green glue, or our Seal Plus, because it is definitely thicker than normal. But you don't want to do too much because you don't want to eken out your edges. So there we go. There are your cards. So you open it up and inside is your gift card holder. And then let me bring in the other version. So you have your vertical and horizontal. So now you can make a bunch of all of them. Aren't they super cute? So fun and definitely a lot easier than it looks. I think if you take it step by step versus looking at it and be like, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. But if you just start from working on the front side and then rotate in, it really is not as tragic as it looks. So there you go. Good evening, Linda. I just saw you that you popped on. Hello. So that is your guys' live for tonight. Super quick, super easy. So I know it is definitely duplicatable. So if you are making any of these, definitely send me a message or send me a picture of what you are creating. I will see everybody on Tuesday for another live. Have a great evening and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.